big time laugh maker at the Jukebox Comedy Club. Chris, good to see you.
Big time
laugh maker at the Jukebox tonight and tomorrow. You can still get tickets, but they're going very, very quickly. So you got to hustle
fast.
up. 8 o'clock's already gone tonight.
Oh my God,
that is big pressure.
Insane.
How you doing, man?
There's 4 seats in the theater too. So
you're wearing a T-shirt that says "I like to spoon."
Well,
that is a very, very good.
I didn't even know it said that.
That is a very
Why
nice
am I wearing this
T-shirt.
today?
Why is that? What is happening?
I like silverware. I have a whole silverware collection of clothes that say things like "I like to fork you."
Yeah, see, I can see you would do that. See how you did that? See how you did that?
That was
nice.
Well,
You're professional.
I'm a professional.
Chris, let me ask you this question.
Yes.
I believe that a lot of guys that end up on television shows, Saturday Night Live and sitcoms, come from stand-up first, and then they go to that.
That's true.
You are the other way. You are a comedic actor who then is now doing stand-up.
That's true.
That's cool.
A lot of people have done that.
Yeah, they have, but I mean,
Neil
it's
Brenner.
No, he didn't. He was not funny. That guy was not funny.
I could have sworn he did
Dan
stand
booked him a while back. He was horrible.
Was?
Dan, he booked Yul Brenner. He was terrible. Mainly because I think he's dead, but I'm not 100% sure
Let's not
about
talk
that.
about him again. But
so how do you like it? How do you find that
Yul
experience?
Brenner?
No, not Yul
King
Brenner, dude.
I like it very much. Though I like it. Last night was a lot of fun. People here in Peoria, which I thought was a vineyard.
What, Peoria?
Well, Peoria sounds like a vineyard, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Like, do you guys ever have? I'll have a glass of Peoria. So that's what I thought this whole place was—a big vineyard.
People said, it turns out we're not.
No.
It turns out we are not a vineyard.
We do have a bunch of winos, but no.
Yeah, that's a
Big
different
winos.
That's a
People
different
complain.
thing.
But there's. I like it very much because it's live and it's with an audience and you get to communicate with them and some of the best comedy can come from communicating with either other funny people or people that are in the audience, and
that are not funny.
I just fell asleep.
You left right there. You just left right there. Let me ask you this question: you are known. You're a physical comedian in the movies and on Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
It was a lot
I
of
think
physical
so.
stuff.
Is that true?
Oh gosh, yes.
Okay, good.
I would think so. Yeah,
Sure.
I was waiting for you to maybe crawl up on the table today. I didn't know what was going to happen.
Give me a second.
And do you do that in your act?
I do walk on stage.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Well, that's physical.
No, I meant like
I do. I jump
some
up
guys
and down.
Are,
I get mad.
Yeah.
I throw things sometimes, and I get I fist fight.
Really? We just pick a guy in the audience and go for him?
Yeah. No, but I do a little bit. Not like crazy. I'm not going to be like, this is the Pope when he's a robot.
You're right.
I don't do jokes like that.
Oh.
And now my impression of the president is flying.
Yeah. I kind of like to see the Pope one. I think that would be all right. Let me ask you this. Do you miss the grind of Saturday Night Live? I know that is a grind, right? It's intense.
I miss I miss some of the people, but I still hang out or talk to those people a lot. So,
still
like
buds with the group,
baby pullers, and Jimmy actually a lot. We're really good friends. We actually, Will too, but the grind itself is not necessarily that fun.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah,
it's the best part of being on the show is the moment you're performing on Saturday,
right,
and then the after party, and then you have to go back to work. It's a lot of work.
So there's like 12 hours that are really fun.
It's exhausting to create.
Yeah.
And creating is hard.
Right.
It's hard to create good ideas that are good enough to be on air, and be remembered and all that stuff. But
and the tough part probably is, you do something that's a hit that week.
Right.
Gosh, I got it now. I've got the bar. I've really, that's probably
well,
tough.
yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
But the only way that's going to happen is if you let that all go and have no pressure on yourself. There's
Right.
the only way, and just trust that it'll come or go.
Do you remember the day you got that job?
Which
the
one?
Saturday Night Live job. And how did that come about?
Yes. Well, Will called me and said, "Do you want to be on SNL?"
Will Ferrell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said, "Lauren asked me to ask you." And I said, "Well, yeah, I do." But when I auditioned, it was with Will, and I didn't get it the first time.
Right.
And then 6 months later, they hired me. And so when I got on the show, I wasn't nervous because I don't know why, because it wasn't exciting for me anymore.
Well, you'd already been there.
I was kind of like mad that I didn't get it.
Right.
And I watched the show. I said, this is awful. It's like so bad.
These people.
Well, I was like, Will and Sherry are funny, but everyone else is. I'm glad I'm not on the show. Although I wasn't glad, but I was. Like,
I know. Yeah.
But then
defense.
I was asked to go on the show, and then the first week I got there, my the sketch I submitted actually made the first sketch of the whole night. And it's the first week I debuted. So that usually that's never happened actually to a feature player. The first week that they debut, their sketch gets on first at the whole night.
Wow.
That never happened. And I think the only way that happened is because I really was kind of relaxed and wasn't excited
what
to
was
be
that
there.
sketch? What was it? Do you remember what it was?
It was it was the substitute teacher guy, the guy who would go like, good afternoon, I'm Sue Marner. I'm going to be your substitute niche for Mr. Ansel. Some of you me in photography with it. Don't recognize you. And then some student would be like, I got an A, and the other one went, I got an M. But it was based on my teacher that you would understand him when he got very angry.
But normal.
He just because he was so lazy. And then I did him as a drill sergeant. And he came back.
I remember that. Yeah, I do remember that.
Shiny bell. You go, shiny bell. My video, soldier. That's right. He did that. Then he's a lawyer. And then, he did all that stuff. But that was the first character. And then I had a lot of characters ready to go because I created them in Groundlings. And I think that was Lorne Michaels, he knew that was going to happen.
Right.
And I think that's why he hired me at that moment, because it was 6 weeks before the first season was going to end, which you don't hire people usually at that point. You hire mid-season, but not 6 weeks before the season's going to end. And so that was really just kind of disruptive to a lot of other cast members at the time. Like Norm Macdonald was like, what the hell? Who's this? So he was immediately like, that guy's gay. He kept doing gay things. He was not happy that was happening. Spade was not happy. Well, Spade was actually okay about it.
How does it work, though, for people who don't know? Are you basically your own independent writer? And then, or do you get help along the way, or how does that
Well, if you, just like in life, if you are your own anything, you're going to just be better off. And falling back on yourself, and your own talent, it's the best way to be prepared for anything. But a lot of comedians go on that show, and they don't know what's going on. Like Tracy went on, and he's like, I don't know what do I do? Like, and people are like, well, you got to write something. You're like, I don't know what a typewriter is. No, that's not true. But he didn't write anything until someone submitted an idea for him. I think it was Dominican Lou for Update, and then he did Brian Fellows, which I love. Brian Fellows, and I love that character. But he was written for, and that's when he got his stuff on. It was hard for him at first because he's not essentially a writer guy. And the Groundlings, where I came from, they teach you how to write.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, Kristen Wiig wrote Bridesmaids, and she got a nomination because Groundlings taught her how to write a script like that. I mean, it's essential to know how to write, usually. There's a lot of comics and a lot of people that don't know how to write, and if they knew how to write, it would be like they'd be so much better performers, I think.
Chris Kattan's at the Jukebox tonight and tomorrow night, 673-5853. 8 o'clock sold out tonight. JukeboxComedy.com. You can find out what tickets are still available. But hustle up and do that.